Welcome to Kansas Ag Report with your host, Brian Holman.
Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Brian Holman, and here's our lineup for today's show. In Ag News, we'll take a look at local and national headlines affecting Kansas farmers. In our Ag feature, Ken sits down with KLA CEO Matt Teagarden from the KLA conference to talk about this year's highlights. In Inside Kansas Ag, Kansas Wheat tells us how we can support important research one brick at a time, and Farm Bureau discusses the governor's 50-year water plan. The news you need to know, we get our weekly update from the Kansas Livestock Association. We'll look back at last week's market activity with the guys from Paragon, and we'll let you know about important events coming up around the state of Kansas. Glad you could join us.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Here's our national headlines for this week in Ag News. The chief lobbyist for the American Farm Bureau Federation, Mary Kay Thatcher, says crop insurance could be a major target as Congress begins work on a federal budget in 2015. There's concern that politicians seeking further cuts in the food stamp program will in turn agree to make cuts in crop insurance as well. We'll keep you posted if any changes come along. The Dairy Margin Protection Program deadline has been extended yet again. Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack announced that the application deadline will be extended to December 19th. Farmers and ranchers are also encouraged to submit public comments on both the Margin Protection Program and the Dairy Product Donation Program until tomorrow, December 15th. Comments can be submitted at go.usa.gov/GJSA. The attempt to convince students at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln to participate in Meatless Mondays was defeated due to the efforts of a group of agricultural students on campus. More than 100 students presented their case against Meatless Mondays at a student senate meeting using proven facts and personal stories about livestock production, resulting in the proposal being voted down by a clear majority vote. Meatless Mondays is a global initiative discouraging meat consumption on Mondays. And in local news, the USDA Risk Management Agency excluded winter wheat from the 2014 actual production history yield exclusion. The National Association of Wheat Growers say they are trying to get the USDA to include winter wheat so that wheat growers in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, greatly affected by drought, could get some relief. Details should be released to farmers later this month. The Kansas Livestock Association members elected Emporia rancher Jarrett Moyer as the incoming president of KLA. Moyer, along with Matt Perrier, president-elect from Eureka, were chosen by the 5,000-member organization during the annual business meeting held on December 5th in Wichita. Congratulations to both men. Kansas FSA Executive Director Adrian Polanski announced that there are 64,400 acres in Kansas now available for wildlife habitat improvement incentives. The USDA will provide participating landowners with rental payments and help with expenses, but participants and their land must meet certain eligibility requirements. For details, go to fsa.usda.gov/conservation. The Kansas State University Crops team recently captured the title of national champion for the 6th year in a row. K-State teams have now won the championship in 13 of the past 16 years. To win the 2014 national title, the team had to win both the Kansas City American Royal Collegiate Crops Contest and the Chicago Collegiate Crops Contest. Congratulations to them on their win. Up next in our Ag feature, Ken sits down with KLA CEO Matt Teagarden from the KLA conference to talk about this year's highlights. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. Please stay tuned.
This segment brought to you by Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com.
A.B. Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in Southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Kansas Weed Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for weeds. Online at kswheat.com.
I'm Dr. Frank Lyons, a physician here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. As one of the only standalone stem cell centers in the U.S., we use your stem cells as therapy for arthritis and some autoimmune diseases.
I'm Dr. Andrew Poe, here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Utilizing the latest technology under strict protocols, we're able to harvest your stem cells from your own fat to treat a variety of medical conditions. The best part about it is, it's a same-day surgical procedure and requires no general anesthesia.
American innovation is being driven in places you might not expect by people like Brent Hayek, an Oklahoma family farmer, who recently set a world land speed record in a Ford Super Duty pickup truck powered by renewable B20 biodiesel. Advanced performance is here, now, putting America on the fast track to more jobs and energy independence. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Dick Edwards is taking North Central Kansas by storm. We've been bending over backwards to exceed your car buying experience for over 30 years. Choose from one of our 9 different new car brands or from our second to none used selection. Currently, with over 700 vehicles to choose from, we definitely have the one for you. Whether you're coming from the north, south, east, or west, our sales and service departments will work tirelessly to do what's right for you. Dick Edwards in Manhattan and Junction City, bending over backwards for you.
There's a new chief executive officer with the Kansas Livestock Association, and he joins us now, Matt Teagarden. And Matt, I guess our first time to kind of say congratulations.
Thank you. I'm really excited, honored to have this opportunity to lead such a great outfit, and I'm just really looking forward to it.
Your family, of course, synonymous in the livestock industry, so probably most people in the industry are glad that it's in your hands, at least as the chief executive, that day-to-day operations.
Well, I've been humbled by the folks that have come and congratulated me, and I'm looking forward to provide some leadership, leading this great staff that we have and continuing to serve our members.
All right, let's get to it. I'm sure the honeymoon period very short because there's so many issues to talk about. So let's get to it. KLA, of course, is recognized as being the leader when it comes to setting the ag policy and really helping the direction of Kansas agriculture. And as we look at that, one of the first things is that financial house getting it in order because possible impacts on your membership.
You bet. And as we head into the 2015 legislative session, sure see some risk, at least the need to educate our legislators about the reasons why we use use value to value our ag land and not market value. And as the state, local units of government are looking for additional revenue, we sure see some risk there. And so it'll be important that we walk our legislators through the reasons behind that ag land that is taxed or valued based on its income producing ability, not whatever market value it might have. And so we'll be ready, our lobbyists will be ready, of course, down at the Capitol every day during the session, monitoring issues, watching out for our interests. But educating legislators about that piece will be important.
As we talk about that, we're just a few weeks away from that starting, but that also goes on year-round. I mean, educating only new senators, state representatives, but you never know what's going to happen as we continue to become more urbanized at the State House.
That's true, and it is a process, and we appreciate. We've had a string of county meetings the last few weeks. We've had several legislators there, and it's clear to me that our lobbyists do a great job because those legislators know who they are, really value them, and we're in the education business really, and that's working with those legislators that from the urban background, helping them understand why we have use value appraisal, the sales tax exemptions that we have, why those are in place. Not
only do you educate legislators, you educate the public as well. It seems like people continue to have questions.
That's true.
It's a never-ending process. We're talking with Matt Teagarden, the new CEO of the Kansas Livestock Association. We'll have more in just a moment. You're watching Kansas Ag Report.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life. Farmers Insurance, your best protection against the unexpected. Call Agent Dan Key at 785-408-5459. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com. Blue River Traders, the finest selection of Western-style furniture for your home. BlueRiverTraders.com.
Hi, I'm Jackie McClaskey, Kansas Secretary of Agriculture. On behalf of the Kansas Department of Agriculture and myself, I'd like to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Matt Teagarden, the new CEO of the Kansas Livestock Association, is joining us. And of course, at the annual meeting, it wrapped up in Wichita. Dee Likes still going to stick around. Of course, Dee very, very much a part of KLA.
Well, for 38 years at KLA, and as he said to a group this morning, that's the majority of his life. And so certainly a key part of our team, and just done tremendous things. As you look back over his career, I think the thing that I value most is the culture that he has created, both within our staff and the teamwork that we have. We really work together well. But then beyond that, the relationship that we have as staff with our volunteer leaders, our board, our members in general, there's really a strong trust bond, and that's really one of the keys that I have moving forward, is to maintain that. I've got to build that myself, but during my time already here, I think we've got a good start there. The strong team, several folks with 30-plus years at KLA, just an outstanding group to work with.
Moving forward, we talked a little about the legislative process, so let's talk about other issues that are front burner that you're having to deal with.
Well, a couple things on the national side. Country of origin labeling. Really want to get that issue solved. We heard from Randy this morning about what those export markets are worth, what they bring to the industry. And the last thing we want to do is two of our three largest trading partners start imposing retaliatory tariffs on us. So really have to get a legislative solution. Secretary Vilsack has indicated it has to come from Congress. So we'll be working with our delegation, the leaders of the ag committees, to get a fix.
Do you think part of that goes back to that education? Is it something that maybe not all parties are seeing it up from the same angle because of variety of maybe some built-in biases that they have?
Well, I think
trying to be as diplomatic as possible.
Some people come back to, well, consumers have a right to know. Well, right, I'm not sure that I'd characterize it that way. If consumers want that information, value that information, they'll pay for it. And as we look back, I just looked at a K-State study from now a couple years ago. Consumers don't value that information. They barely know it's available. And what it's done is really hindered our trading ability with Canada and Mexico. And we just need to fix that.
I'm sure the other issue is the possibility of a second checkoff.
Yes, and we'll talk about that during our policy sessions this afternoon with our members. We have already sent a letter telling the Secretary to stand down. We believe our current checkoff that has strong grassroots support is the way to go.
Right. Well, Matt, again, thanks for your time. Congratulations. We look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Matt Teagarden, who is the new CEO of the Kansas Livestock Association. I'm Ken Rogers for AgView. You're watching Kansas Ag Report.
Merry Christmas from the Kansas soybean farmers and the Kansas Soybean Commission.
The Kansas Wheat Commission funds wheat research by collecting a 2 cents per bushel wheat assessment. In recent years, support of the public wheat breeding program at Kansas State University from state and federal funding has declined dramatically. In an effort to increase research funding above and beyond the resources of the wheat checkoff, the Kansas Wheat Commission created the Kansas Wheat Commission Research Foundation. The foundation allows individuals and members of industry to contribute tax-deductible gifts for the sole purpose of funding wheat research. For many cash-basis farmers, significant tax savings can be achieved by donating crops grown directly to a charitable organization. In addition, engraved patio pavers may be purchased for a research gift of $500. Pavers, which are located on the South Terrace of the Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan, may be inscribed with your name, or they may be purchased as a memorial or tribute to a friend, family member, or business associate. These pavers make an excellent gift for landlords. Naming opportunities are also available at the Wheat Innovation Center for those interested in larger gifts. Contributions made to the Research Foundation are tax deductible to the full extent of the law. More information is available at www.kansaswheatresearch.org.
Kansas Farm Bureau is the state's largest general farm organization. Water is vital to all life. Water is vital to agriculture. Consequently, we spend considerable time and effort working to educate and inform our members on contemporary water issues, one of which is the governor's effort to establish a 50-year water vision for our state. Kansas is blessed to have abundant natural resources, ranging from surface water flowing in our streams and rivers that is often supplemented by releases from reservoirs, to a variety of groundwater supplies such as alluvial and consolidated regional aquifers and the massive Ogallala Aquifer in the west. Each of our water supplies varies in its capacity and ability to naturally replenish. All will require distinct management strategies. Kansas's long-standing water law dating back to the mid-1940s. Since then, all water use has been utilized and protected under the establishment of water rights. These water rights are recognized by law as being private property rights. What will be the fundamental principles we utilize for dealing with water shortages? Do we build and improve upon the foundation of long-standing current law with the basic premise being first in time is first in right? Or do we abandon these principles and risk missing our stated objectives while getting hung up in expensive litigation? These are challenging issues with no easy solutions, but we can be certain water is not something we can afford to mismanage. Pursuing our water goals with the right principles will ultimately determine the degree of success we achieve.
This segment brought to you by Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. A.B. Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Impact Satellite, your local authorized DirecTV dealer. Impact Satellite at 785-554-5974.
Dick Edwards is taking North Central Kansas by storm. We've been bending over backwards to exceed your car buying experience for over 30 years. Choose from one of our 9 different new car brands or from our second to none used selection. Currently, with over 700 vehicles to choose from, we definitely have the one for you. Whether you're coming from the north, south, east, or west, our sales and service departments will work tirelessly to do what's right for you. Dick Edwards in Manhattan and Junction City, bending over backwards for you.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
This hog is head over hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Dick Edwards is taking North Central Kansas by storm. We've been bending over backwards to exceed your car buying experience for over 30 years. Choose from one of our 9 different new car brands or from our second-to-none used selection. Currently, with over 700 vehicles to choose from, we definitely have the one for you. Whether you're coming from the north, south, east, or west, our sales and service departments will work tirelessly to do what's right for you. Dick Edwards in Manhattan and Junction City. Bending over backwards for you.
Since 1983, the Hydrobed has been utilized on cattle operations throughout North America. The Hydrobed equips your 3-quarter or 1-ton truck for hay handling and feeding. Variable speed cable controls or the optional wireless remote enable you to haul, transport, and unroll 2 round bales weighing up to 3,000 pounds each. A mechanical free float automatically compensates for uneven ground and out of round bales, isolating you and the truck from impact of a bale unrolling. To find out how the Hydrobed can improve your feeding efficiency, call or visit us on the web at triple-c-inc.com.
Kansas Livestock Association members adopted policy addressing their business interests during their annual meeting December 3rd through the 5th in Wichita. A resolution on the beef checkoff was amended to support changes in the 1985 Beef Promotion and Research Act that would authorize an increase in the assessment rate. It goes further to oppose creating a supplemental beef checkoff under the Commodity Promotion, Research, and Consumer Information Act of 1996. Compared to the 1985 Act, the 1996 Act gives more control over checkoff decisions to the federal government. KLA members chose to retain a resolution opposing legislation that would expand federal jurisdiction of the Clean Water Act, including EPA's current proposal to redefine waters of the United States. The membership retained policy supporting changes to the current country of origin labeling program that would bring the U.S. into compliance with international trade obligations and avoid retaliatory action. Another retained resolution encourages EPA to resist proposals that lower the air quality standards for ozone levels and recognize air quality problems caused by prescribed burning are a rare event for which cities should not be penalized for non-attainment. Long-standing policy suggesting the livestock industry is best served by the process of free enterprise and free trade was reaffirmed. Members oppose limiting the individual freedom of livestock producers to manage or market their products.
Hi, I'm Brian Holder with Paragon Ag. The news flow for grains is slowing down as winter sets in. This Wednesday, December 10th, USDA will update with a monthly supply and demand report. Market direction for corn and soybeans will depend on the upcoming South American weather and how the USDA approaches the final yield and harvested acres. For supply, the market is now only debating a difference of a 30 to 40 million bushel change in ending corn stocks. For demand, the question is USDA's take on ethanol. Bullishly, year-to-date, production has averaged 4.5% over last year, and USDA's whole-year goal is for only a 0.3% increase, which could suggest more corn demand. Bears countered that the recent collapse of the crude oil market and the lower ethanol prices futures are implying that the profitable production margins could evaporate very quickly. The big story has been Russia's decision to try and curb their wheat exports, which lit a fire under the wheat market as fund traders liquidated their short positions. World wheat stocks are ample, but with good export demand recently, it's not a surprise that any bit of supply concerns could cause a jump in the market. The cold snap here in the U.S. is dissipating. Much of the crop has been pushed into dormancy a little earlier than normal and a little more stressed than normal, but spring rains are a bigger determining factor for winter wheat yields. Right now, the technical trend in wheat is up, but we are at a good area to get started hedging new crop wheat. For instructions on how to do that, you can call me at 888-452-8751.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you'll join us each week for more news and information about agriculture in the state of Kansas. I'm Brian Holman, and thanks for watching.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.